Got a bit ahead of myself. Sorry about that. I wasn't going to give a homily on this day, but I do want to say a few words after that reading. In that reading, you might have noticed the phrase, the Jews, over and over and over again, about 7, 8, 10 times, the Jews, the Jews, the Jews. And it is a great shame of the Christian church that for thousands of years on this day, Jews have locked themselves in their house in fear, for Christians have broken into their shops, broken windows, desecrated synagogues after this reading on Good Friday, in which they then blamed all Jews for the death of Jesus. And so many Christians suggest that we do not read this gospel. We read a different version of it because we have been complicit in the persecution of Jews for centuries. I always wonder how many people don't eat spaghetti and meatballs or pizza. How many people refuse to eat spaghetti and meatballs or pizza? Anybody? Well, now that's funny because the people who crucified Jesus were Romans. That means they were Italians. That's what we call Italians. The Italians are the ones that killed Jesus. So how many people are persecuting Italians, not eating pizza and spaghetti because they crucified Jesus? It's just that silly that we would be prejudiced against Jews. They're not, it's the Roman soldiers who crucified Jesus. They were Italians. And so we Jesuits always remember what St. Ignatius said. He said, I wish I had been born Jewish because then I'd be more like Jesus. I wish that I had been born Jewish so I would be more like Jesus because Jesus was Jewish. So we have to be very careful. And this is a good opportunity for us to remember our Jewish brothers and sisters during this time. And remember that we have the guilt of centuries of persecuting them. And that has to stop. Absolutely has to stop. We cannot be guilty of that. We need to remember that the first generation of Christians were all Jewish, as was Jesus. They are our brothers and sisters, and they are the chosen people of God. There was a Jesuit who once said, if you want to be a Christian, if you're thinking about being a Christian, you need to ask yourself a question. Do you look good on wood? Do you look good on wood? Because you're going to end up here just like Jesus did. You're going to do something really stupid in front of people. You're going to make a big mistake. You're going to have a little mini crucifixion in front of people. Or there's going to be something that happens in our lives, and we're going to feel like we have died before we died. Some great failure, some sin that we've fallen into, some addiction, some difficulty, some injustice, some betrayal, and we will feel like we have died before our deaths. It will be our cross. There's going to be one for all of us. And the question is, are we going to look good on wood? Are we going to look as good as Jesus did, who forgave his persecutors and crucifiers and refused to send the evil on, stopped the evil of the world, took it upon himself and forgave it? That's how he looked good on wood. We're going to have our own crosses. Will we look that good on wood? Will we be able to forgive people like that? Stop the evil rather than to take it up and to spin it on so that it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And so as we come, I'm going to invite everyone to take off their shoes because this is the holiest ground we stand on at the cross of Jesus. I'm going to invite everyone to come and to venerate the cross. And we'll invite you to come down the center of the aisle. And you can find your own way to do that. Doesn't matter how you venerate the cross. You can kiss it, you can kneel, you can make the sign of the cross, you can touch it, you can stand there in front of it. Doesn't matter. Find your way to venerate this cross. This is where Jesus stopped evil, including our evil, and forgave it. And we're going to have a cross where we have to do the same thing.